All right, Casey. Like I said, we can explain to you everything that we have going on, okay? I would ask you, I'd kind of like to open it up to you. Do you think that there might be a reason that you would have some detectives talking to you like this, asking you questions? No? Is there nothing you can think of at all?
I know that my children's father got arrested by Arapahoe County and is getting charged with charges that he did not commit. And I know that I live next door to National Security and they have been drilling holes in my walls. Most females don't like me because I'm prettier than them. So maybe one of her near boyfriends liked me and she didn't like that.
It's April of 2023, and you are looking at 29-year-old Cassie Bach, who's being interviewed during a missing persons case. A case that involves a friend of the family. The man is 36-year-old Carl Beeman Jr. Carl Beeman is a very close friend to Cassie's boyfriend and father of her children, Haskell Crawford. It's been almost a year since Carl Beeman went missing. But these detectives of the Aurora Police Department have been given a tip that leads them directly to Cassie and her man. Speaking of her man, he is already in jail when this interview occurs. He's locked up on an unrelated charge. So they'll go at Cassie, hoping to get some answers for the worried family of this missing man.
What's up? What's up?
How you doing?
Good, are you guys?
Good.
So, her phone is in here.
Okay.
It sounds like they have maybe, like, did they call your mom already?
Yeah.
Is that what they tried to do? Yeah. Waiting for mom to call back.
Okay.
In reference to her kids are going to be dropped off at 3:15.
Okay. Where will they be dropped off?
The front of the house.
Oh, who do they get dropped off by?
The school bus.
Okay.
So, with all those guys that were out there earlier, we're not just going to leave and let your kids get dropped off and not have anybody there.
They're 5 and 7. So
Yeah, that's not. Well,
Yeah.
but like my point is, we don't just walk away and just leave kids outside. So
I
if we
figured.
have to stay around until they're home or whatever the case is, then that's what we'll do. Okay. But so if her phone rings, if you guys want to check it, if it's mom, we work out those details.
Yeah, absolutely.
So okay. All right, then.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, you bet. I'll be right here.
Hello, it's Casey, right? My name is Detective Chamberlain. And this is Detective McDonald on Major Crimes. Okay. I understand that this probably is a little shocking, with everything going on. I'm sure you didn't expect.
Just don't understand.
Okay, and we're going to explain it to you, all right? But we are going to have some questions for you, okay? Do you understand that you do have a warrant for your arrest? It's like a little traffic warrant.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that you understand that.
Mm-hmm.
We do record all our interviews, so obviously, you see cameras and stuff. I mean, we all have cameras these days. I just want you to understand that as well. Because we do have you here, and we're going to ask you questions about a crime that might have occurred, I do have to read you your rights before I talk to you, okay? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're under arrest. It just, because they put handcuffs on you, they brought you over here to headquarters, we have to go through that formality, okay? Have you ever been through that before?
No.
Okay. Well, we have a form, all right, and I just read directly from the form. That way there's no issues with what we're talking about, okay? So what I want to make sure first is that I have your name correctly. Is it Casie and then Bock?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I have your birthday. We'll go ahead and fix that. I think we had it 2 different ways in our system. All right. Okay. Oh, is this mom maybe?
It's a text message.
Okay, would she be sending you a message? Or would she call you?
I don't know.
Can we check?
She'd probably call. Yeah, you can check.
Okay. Is that okay if I just check to see who it is? That way, because we don't want to miss mom, obviously, right? Here, I'll let you look at that real quick. Is there a way just to open it so we can see if it's mom? No?
I didn't see what.
Oh, well, make sure.
Restart.
Make sure I want to make sure we're not missing your mom, okay?
No.
Okay.
I feel like
She called you, okay, all right. Because obviously we have that concern about making sure that your kids are taken care of, okay? So we are back to the date of birth, which is, today is the 4th of April. I'm going to go ahead and read these to you, okay? This sounds like a silly question, but do you understand English?
Mhm.
Okay. Can you read English?
Yes.
All right.
The rights have been read.
Do you understand these rights? With these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Is it depending?
Well, I mean, it's your choice, so you can say whatever you would like.
So far, I don't mind.
Okay. Can I check yes? And keep in mind, that goes into my next point here. All right. It says you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make statements. Okay. All right. Can I have you sign right here and put the date? It's April 4th, 2023. Thank you. And I'm going to sign too. Okay. All right, Casey. Like I said, we can explain to you everything that we have going on, okay? I would ask you, I'd kind of like to open it up to you. Do you think that there might be a reason that you would have some detectives talking to you like this, asking you questions?
No.
No? Is there nothing you can think of at all?
I know that my children's father got arrested by Arapahoe County and is getting charged with charges that he did not commit. And I know that I live next door to national security and they have been drilling holes in my walls and spying on me. And I know that Aurora is not the kindliest for police brutality, making up stuff. I've been dealing with this for about a year. I'm a Colorado citizen, like born and raised here. This is my first time ever in Aurora, and it has ruined my life.
Okay. Has anyone treated you poorly today?
No.
Okay. Everybody's been
I've
respectful.
also been respectful and
Okay.
just trying
Great.
to get over with this.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Well, I'll just start by laying it out like this. We are part of the major crime section. Okay, we handle a whole gamut of crimes to include missing persons cases. There's been some information that we've received, and we have a search warrant for your apartment. We have a search warrant for your kind of part of your building as well. Yeah, I'll kind of start by asking, who do you normally leave your kids with, or who do you?
Nobody. I don't have anybody.
You don't have anybody. Okay. Is there somebody that you've left your kids with in the past?
Well, yeah, but
Okay. Who is that?
my mother.
Your mom. What about anybody locally or any friends of your
I don't
kids?
have
in the-
anyone locally. My children don't have any friends here. I don't have any friends here. I keep to myself.
Mhm. All right. So there's nobody that your kids stay with every once in a while or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Is there any reason somebody would tell us something like that?
I got a job a few months back. My daughter did have a friend at school, and I knew that she lived in the same apartment complex. So I walked up to this lady and asked if she could help me because I needed a babysitter. We became friends, and somebody broke her window, I'm guessing, here a few days ago, and she thinks it's me.
Okay.
Um,
Why would she think it was you?
because I just told her a few days prior, as I seen all these undercovers around, to basically f off.
Oh, you told this person to f up. Okay.
And I told her to
What's
stay
her
away
name?
from me and my children.
Okay. What's her name?
Sierra.
Okay. So why did you tell Sierra to stay away from you?
Because I caught her in a lie.
And what was that? What was the
Something
lie?
as simple as she wasn't in the back of her car when I seen her in the back of her car. If you're gonna lie about one thing, what are you lying about?
What do you mean by that? She wasn't in the back of her car.
I seen her in the back of her car.
Okay.
And this day there was a bunch of undercovers around outside. Like I've been going through a lot for a year. Like I said, I'm not naive to what's around me, and I'm not naive to the world trying to set people up either. I'm just trying to keep me and my children safe.
And I understand that might be difficult. The father of your of your children, who is that? You said he's currently arrested. Can you tell me who that is?
Mr. Crawford.
Okay. And how long has he been in custody?
Almost a year now.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine that's very hard. We're not trying to make light of the situation. We're not trying to insult you. We're just trying to get some background, okay? And I'm just trying to have a conversation with you so I can get an understanding about you, okay? And I promise I'm going to get to the point here, all right? But I'm just trying to get some background information on you, and that way we can have a good conversation about this, all right?
Some background about me. Would you like to know the background
Because I've
about me?
I've never met you before. That's why. And to have a conversation with you, I mean, I have to ask questions about you. Okay, so let's kind of back up to what's happened with you and Sierra over the past, I don't know, a couple weeks or whatever, when you told her to fuck off. Was there any specific, other than you saw these undercovers, was there any specific incident that made you feel like that, or was it just her being in the back of her car?
No, it was just her lying about being in the back of her car.
Okay. And that upset you because you thought there were police around the
No,
apartment?
there were police around.
Okay.
There was undercovers all over, and I didn't understand. And I don't know why she would lie to me about not being in the back of her vehicle when I, clear as day, was right behind her and seen it.
And why did that worry you?
Because I don't like being lied to, for one.
Okay. I mean, anything else? Did you think she was like working with the police, or did you think,
I mean, kind of. The only reason the girl puts stuff in the back of her car is to move car seats so all 4 children can fit in her vehicle.
when you say all 4 children, you mean
My children,
your
her
kids and her
children.
kids? Okay. How many times did she take your kids? Or
A few different times.
okay. Did they stay over there a fair amount?
Sometimes.
Was that when you were working?
I didn't work there long, so.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm going to shift gears just a little bit. As I mentioned before, we have a search warrant for your apartment. Okay? Do you have any idea why we might have a search warrant for your apartment?
No.
Do you think there's anything that we may find in your apartment? Anything that would be very alarming or suspicious?
I mean, I have a meth pipe in my bedroom.
We're not worried about that.
I have 2 guns that I legally own.
Okay? Yeah.
I have nothing else in my house.
We're not worried about that either. Okay? If you were lawfully allowed to possess a firearm, then that's not.
I'm more so worried about my dogs that I feel like you guys are going to shoot.
Okay, well, they seem to be doing just fine, okay? I don't think you have to worry about that. All right? And I don't see any issues with your dogs getting back to you either, okay? You don't need to worry about some of those things. So, our concern is that it sounds like you may have made some statements about somebody being buried in your apartment, okay? I'm gonna cut to the chase, okay? That's why we're here. That's why we ended up having a search warrant for the apartment. We also understand that the circumstances seem a little bit odd, which is why we're trying to be very accommodating to you. We're gonna make sure your kids are taken care of, like all those things, you know? SWAT team didn't just blow the house open or anything like that, you know? We understand that it's kind of an odd situation, so that's why we're kind of going about it the way that we are.
There's statements of what now? Of I've buried?
Not necessarily that you have buried, but we have heard that you made statements that there might be somebody buried in your apartment. More specifically, there's like a crawl space under your apartment.
Whoa! Now, I just covered a case a few weeks ago about someone being killed and buried in a crawl space. And this was in freaking Colorado. Now, you guys from Colorado, tell me, is it in the air? Is there something in the water?
I mean, there is a crawl space. I've locked it because I'm terrified of that.
Okay.
There's people who go under there all the time just messing with me and my kids.
Okay.
It's kind of scary.
Okay.
A backstory on me is in Arvada, I had doors kicked in my faces. I was almost killed by a Banditos biker. I came.
I'm sorry.
That's why the arrest warrants, those all happened in this same time of my life. Okay, I'm running. I ran to Aurora so nobody would find me as this man's about to get back out of prison.
Is that Mr. Crawford?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I
You're
didn't.
fine.
I mixed up who we were talking about. That's the person who was in this Bandito. Is that
Yeah.
correct? Oh, okay.
He was, yeah.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the crawl space a little bit, okay? Because specifically, that's what's come up. You said you put a lock on it.
Yeah.
When did you put a lock on?
Months back.
Okay. Do you know how specific? I mean, I know that gets kind of hard to say. It was
No.
December or whatever, but
Like, I think it was like 2 months after I moved here.
when did you
So,
move?
I moved here in February
February of which year?
last year.
Okay, so not 2 months ago.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you lived here, who was staying with you?
Just me
Just you?
and the kids.
Okay. Did you called him Mr. Crawford, and I understand. Does he go by Leroy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did Leroy stay there?
No.
Never.
No.
Okay. Did you ever have anyone else who stayed there? Just and I don't mean necessarily living, but maybe coming and going.
No. Like I said, I've been trying to stay low key.
Okay. Okay. Just for my clarification, can I show you a couple pictures and you can just tell me that I'm talking about the right people?
Sure.
Okay. Well, since we talked about,
Sierra.
okay.
Leroy.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm on the right track, all right, that we're not mixing up people or anything. Obviously, you and Leroy have a documented history together, so, I mean, that was pretty apparent, and I just want to make sure that we're not just completely off base and talking to the wrong person, okay? When you put this lock on your crawl space, why, you said that there were things that made you afraid. Why specifically put a lock on it? And how do you access that?
How do I access?
Yeah, we haven't been into your apartment, so we don't know what it looks like. How do you actually access that crawl space?
There's a cutout in my closet.
Okay, the closet of your bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay, and was that always like that? Was it?
Yeah.
Because again, I have not been in your apartment.
I
so.
put padlocks on it.
Okay.
There was certain situations of people standing right next to the crawl space entrance from the outside of the house.
You mean the entrances that are on the outside of the building?
Yeah.
Because you can access it from the outside, right? Like,
Yeah.
Can you describe that for me?
Well, it wasn't locked. The public had access to it, and then my house is the first house, and then boom, there's this door that's unlocked, and that's my house. So I'm saying is the public could get into the crawl space and get into my house that I knew of.
So
That's
I could,
scary.
from the outside, get into
Yeah.
the crawl space and
Like
come
that.
into your
Yeah.
room.
So I put
seem,
padlocks on
that
it.
seems very unsafe to me.
Yeah.
So just getting further into our search warrant, and I know I keep kind of edging towards this crawl space and everything. Our warrant does include going into the crawl space.
So the phone rings and it's her mom, and they're communicating. They get transportation for the kids. They get the dogs out of the house. We're skipping all of that because there's this irritating text message alert that just keeps going on and going on, and we're just going to skip that.
All right, I'll see if Cody can reach him.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Appreciate it. Okay. Sorry to cut that off,
No,
but
you're fine.
obviously we've got to kind of stay on track here, okay? So we were talking about this crawl space, all right, the one that you put the lock on. Basically, we have some information that there might be somebody buried in there. Okay? Where do you think we would be getting that information?
I'm guessing female who thinks I also broke her windows, or the NSA across the street, or the girl upstairs who's drilling holes down and spying on me and my children and taking every single constitutional right away from me.
Okay. Well, why would they say that?
Dude, why do people do a lot of things they do?
As we head to our first commercial break, what a terrific question by the detective. Quote, why would they want to do that to you? Now, I'm not diagnosing this woman. I'm not qualified to call her schizophrenic, but I know people in my life who are diagnosed with schizophrenia. And the answer that she gave sounded an awful lot like the answer that they might give to that question. Question, why would they do that to you? Answer, why do people do a lot of things? Sounds pretty familiar to me.
If I had an answer to that question, I'd probably be a rich person, right?
I don't know why they're doing this. Most females don't like me because I'm prettier than them. So maybe one of her near boyfriends liked me and she didn't like that.
Ooh, tell us how you really feel.
Well, in that case, we'll just cut to the chase. Like we're gonna go into the crawl space. Are we gonna find anything in there?
Not for me, no.
Okay, you say not from you. Will we find it from anybody else?
I've never been inside the crawl space. I have no association with the crawl space besides that there was two men standing right next to the entrance of the outside. And the entrance to my house is boom, right there too. I locked the crawl space because I was scared. Okay, like I said, when I moved here, I had banditos looking for me. I've had all sorts of people that have made me scared. I'm not just gonna sit there and that's why I moved to Aurora. Like I said, I'm trying to stay low. I didn't let anybody know where I lived.
Okay. How about this? Can I show you another picture and maybe you can tell me if you know this person?
Sure.
Okay.
It's KJ.
KJ? Okay. Do you know his... I recognize the name KJ. Do you know what his first name actually is?
Carl.
Carl. Do you know his last name?
Beeman.
Okay. How do you know KJ?
Me and Leroy used to stay with him
Okay.
a few years back when we were homeless.
Okay.
Him and Leroy were best friends. I thought.
They were best friends?
No, they are best friends.
Oh, all right. When was the last time you saw KJ?
I don't know. The day of court.
Which day of court?
It was when I was granted temporary full custody of my children. That was the first time I'd seen KJ in a while. He walked in with Leroy.
Okay, how long ago was that? When do you think?
I don't know, I was still in my old apartment. So, like, June of 2021?
So the last time you saw him was in June of 2021?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What, you said him and Leroy were best friends?
Yeah, they've been friends, that I was told, for like 12 years.
Okay. Have you heard from or seen KJ recently?
Mm-hmm. I know that my neighbor, my old neighbor, she said something about he came up missing.
When was that?
I've heard. I don't know. She told me this probably like 8 months ago or something, a year ago.
Where was that neighbor?
Where's the
I'm
neighbor?
gonna send this off. Yeah, we're gonna just put it on silent, okay? Since we got your mom taken care of. Can you? I'm sorry. Wait, was that in this current complex, the apartment that you're in now?
I mean, yeah.
So the neighbor
It was
there said he was missing.
my old neighbor from Arvada, yeah.
From Arvada said that they thought he was missing. Did KJ ever stay at your current apartment?
No,
Did he ever have any interaction with your kids?
no.
Okay. Did your kids know KJ or Carl?
We were just talking about Uncle. You know him as Uncle KJ.
Uncle KJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Would it surprise you to hear that one of your kids made a comment saying that they don't see him anymore and they miss him?
Would it be surprising?
Yeah.
I mean, no, we don't see him anymore.
Okay. Do you know what happened to him?
We don't.
You have no idea what happened to him?
No.
Okay.
I'm guessing that means he's not found.
And him and Leroy, you said were best friends initially, and then you said they are best friends.
Well, Leroy's been in jail for a year.
Right. Since what?
September.
September. That's in Jefferson County. Is that right? Okay. Before Leroy was in jail, was KJ still around?
That I'm aware of, yeah.
Okay. And then after, well, when KJ went to jail, did you see him anymore?
After what, I'm sorry?
After Leroy went to jail, did you see KJ anymore?
No. I
Okay.
haven't seen KJ since, like I said, that court date.
Okay. And I'm not fishing for other cases or anything like that, but did Leroy and KJ, did they commit crimes together? We don't have to be specific. I'm not trying to create any other cases or anything like that. But did they do things like that together?
I don't know.
What happened with their relationship?
I don't know.
And how often before you didn't see him? How often did you see him? Like before he went missing or you never saw him again? What was the frequency that you saw KJ?
KJ lived in Arizona.
Okay. Did he come back and live here?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, again, just jumping right to it. I mean, did Leroy and KJ have some sort of falling out, some sort of argument?
I wouldn't know that. I know that I was surprised to see KJ in court with Leroy, just because KJ didn't live out here.
Mm-hmm. When was that?
Like I said, that was July, June-ish of 21.
21.
I got into domestic violence with my children's father. And there was a protection order, so I don't know what his life was like. I tried to stay away from him at that time, too.
From Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Our concern is that we have not been able to locate Carl. Okay. And some of the information that we've gotten said that he was at your staying or came around your apartment several months back, quite a few months back, and that he and Leroy had a close relationship with each other, they were friends, and that there may have been some sort of altercation between the two of them. And we're very concerned about KJ's whereabouts.
I mean, I never allowed KJ in my house.
How come?
KJ never knew where I lived. I didn't want anybody to know where I lived. The world's just shown me a pretty ugly side. Can't really trust anybody.
Well, and I know I keep kind of like asking some of the same questions, all right, but I'm just trying to get an understanding for all this. Were KJ and Leroy arrested together?
I don't know.
Okay. You don't remember, you don't know, you don't remember?
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't aware of anything.
Do you ever remember seeing KJ drive a car?
I know his cars because when he used to live here,
What did he drive?
like Sarah,
Can you describe it for me?
it's yellow, was his girlfriend.
Do you remember what license plates it had on? I don't mean a number, I just meant like the state.
Well, seems that he came from Arizona. I'm sure it was probably an Arizona plate.
Okay. And I'm just asking because that would stand out a little bit, like an Arizona license plate in Colorado. That's
But then he had the Xterra in 2014 when we stayed with him.
Here.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Was that in Arvada?
It's like Kipling area, like way deep Kipling, in Mississippi. But I don't know. I'm saying that he could have potentially still had his old license plate. I don't know. I know I have my Florida license plate.
Is it on your car? Not that it really matters.
Not on my car.
No. Well, and again, I hate to just beat around the bush. I was hoping that, we could kind of talk about this a little bit more, but our concern is that KJ may have been killed and that Leroy might either have had something to do with it, might know something about it, something along those lines.
So it sounds like Arapahoe's trying to pin more murder charges on my children's father
No, it doesn't have.
for his best friend.
It's Jefferson County, and this has nothing to do with Jefferson County.
Jefferson County isn't pressing the charges of the murder of the man who's still alive that Leroy supposedly shot.
The attempted murder. Yeah. It's Jefferson County that has the case. But I spoke with the detective today. But that being said, they don't have anything to do with this, okay? And we are merely just we are doing our very best to, if Carl's still alive, we would like to know where he is. If he's not, we would also like to know where he is. From what we've heard, there's a chance, and it's clear what I'm asking here. We're talking about your crawl space. We had information that he might be in the crawl space.
So the people who here recently have been under my crawl space and been playing frequencies that me and my children have heard and scaring the living daylights out of us, like, is anyone going to look at that then?
Well, as I mentioned, we have a search warrant, and we are going to look under there, okay? Right now, what we're doing is we're trying to make sure your dogs are okay, and we're trying to make sure your kids are okay, all right? So that's kind of our primary focus before we start digging around in there. But I'm talking to you because that could assist us, and that could preempt a lot of the I don't want to say destruction, but invasive work that we would have to do to go look at the crawl space. So these are obviously pretty specific allegations. We didn't just make this up, okay? And that's why I'm being straight with you. I'm showing you these pictures. I'm asking you all this information directly, okay? When we open the crawl space up, what are we going to find in there?
I don't know. I've never been under there.
Okay. Do you know if Leroy ever went under there? Would anyone else, would KJ have had a reason to be under there?
I don't even think KJ knew where I lived.
Okay. I guess I would ask then, and I don't have the direct information what the child said, but they obviously said they were missing Uncle Carl, which you mentioned. Would that have been at a time before you lived in the apartment that they were used to seeing him around, or?
No, it's not. It's never been a frequent thing that KJ's been around.
And I understand, you have kids. I mean, sometimes kids say
I
things,
mean, he's just an awesome person, dude, and my children remember him for quite a few different reasons.
Okay. So would you call your relationship with between you guys close? I mean, obviously close enough that your kids like him.
Well, I guess, yeah.
Okay. And it's not strange to you that he's just vanished, gone off the face of the earth?
I didn't know he was gone off the face of the earth. I don't keep track of my children's father's people.
Okay. Well, you just said you hadn't seen him for this amount of time, and
He's not my friend. He's not my friend.
but he's, as I mentioned before, he's close enough that your kids call him Uncle KJ.
Because he's my children's father's best friend.
Okay. I understand that. I'm just trying to connect the
I don't
dots here.
have friends in my life, so that means my children don't have people in theirs. So when a big fat man comes around and makes my children laugh, and dad's laughing with them, and they talk about and reminisce about times from 20 years back, like, of course my children are going to remember that.
So they see Dad happy, and they see Uncle KJ happy, and they
Yeah,
like
people don't visit us at our home. People have never visited us, so the very few people that have, my children remember.
So he did visit you at your home.
But now we're talking about 2020, dude. Like,
Okay, we keep going backwards. I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
that's what-
I can't keep
My
those years straight.
children haven't seen him in a while. It was never anything frequent because he lived in Arizona with Jess. I don't know much else. I know that he was here for a few different court dates for Leroy, and that's all I really know. Yeah, I don't really know anything.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping that we get the situation squared away with your dogs and we can get through this. We'll obviously, get going with this process. Did you have any questions? Follow up, Jason?
Why would KJ be with Leroy at some court dates?
We had the best friends.
So he was supporting him?
Mm-hmm.
He was the co-defendant with him?
What's a co-defendant?
He wasn't charged with the same crimes as Leroy?
No, court dates of me and Leroy's domestic violence.
Okay, so these weren't cases Leroy had picked up?
No, they were
Yeah.
cases of me and
You and
Leroy.
Okay. Casey, we have good reason to believe that Carl's dead and that you had a hand in burying him under your apartment.
You guys know how big this area is, right?
You didn't do it alone, though. We have reason to believe you and Leroy took care of him after Leroy killed him in your apartment, and that you helped Leroy bury him beneath that crawl space.
Those are some pretty sick allegations, man.
Tell me about it. We have very good reason to believe that. Like Detective Chamberlain said, we've got a search warrant. We're going to go in there and we're going to be finding out the truth.
The truth.
If Carl's in there,
My children's father is looking at homicide for a man that's alive. And Sierra helped me look at the papers. And it looks like when Leroy was sitting in this jail, when I couldn't find him anywhere, that Aurora did some pretty sketchy stuff. Because nothing on that case looks right. And now I'm hearing this.
I don't know anything about that case, Casey.
I know, but like I do, and
this-
it's just
what
kind
we're
of
here
scary
today
that
for
now
is-
there's.
has nothing to do with that case.
I know, but
So don't bring it up. Stay focused. Okay?
I didn't help anybody bury KJ. I haven't seen KJ in forever. Leroy hasn't killed anybody at my house. I have children at my house.
Did Leroy kill Carl?
No, why? How long has KJ supposedly been missing?
We're not going to tell you how long he's been missing. You've not asked us really anything about Carl, though.
That's what
it's
I'm asking, is how
it's
long you
because
guys-
you already know what's happened to Carl. You know he's dead. Okay? You haven't shown any concern since we started here
Yes.
that you care where Carl is, or do we have information on Carl? This man is like
just
an uncle
asked
to your
you.
kids.
A man who has seen my children a few times.
You're the one who's described him as an uncle to your kids that makes them laugh.
Mm,
Okay?
I'm done talking.
He's like family.
I'm done talking. I was never allowed friends because of the relationship I was in. I'm done talking.
Well, that's fine for right now, and we're gonna go ahead and go forward with our search warrant.
As we head to our last commercial break, the detective says a prophetic statement, proclaiming that they are done talking for now. Because a few hours later, Cassie would change her mind. Must be something psychological with that jumpsuit. She would ask to speak to the detectives again, this time giving an elaborate story, one that will hopefully tell us the truth about the fate of Carl Beeman Jr.
Just come there so I can talk to you.
Sit down over there. Okay. Thanks.
Of course, sir, Chase.
Thank you. All right, Cassie. Well, we were contacted by your boyfriend, and he told us that you would like to speak to us.
Yeah.
I just want to confirm that that is correct, that you would like to speak to us. Okay. You understand that before you asked for an attorney, right?
Yeah.
And do you understand that all those rights still apply to you?
Yeah.
Okay. With that being said, would you like to speak to us now?
Yeah.
Okay. Just for the formality of the whole investigation, I know we went through this already. I'm not going to ask you the silly questions like, do you speak English and all that stuff. I am going to read you the rights again, just so there's no question about what we're doing here, okay? And you can probably understand kind of where we're coming from on that due to the gravity of the investigation. Okay. All right.
The rights are read again.
Do you understand these rights?
Yeah.
May I check yes on there?
Yeah.
Okay. And with these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us?
Yeah.
Okay. And again, you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. All right. Can I have you sign it again and put the date again? It's still the 4th of April, 2023. Yeah, right there. Good. Thank you. And I'll go ahead and sign it too. Okay, Cassie, well, I'm sorry, Casey, I keep doing that. You reached out to us, all right, through your boyfriend, and you stated that you would like to speak to us. So what can we do for you? How can we help you? Or what you're able to say?
No, you probably can't help me. I just know that I don't want these charges placed on me because I did not do this.
Okay. That's fair. Does that mean that
Did you look at my past by any chance?
I mean, we've looked at
Around the
your
time?
criminal history.
Okay, did you get to see the pictures of what my face used to look like?
I mean, I've seen previous photos of you.
Of the black eye I had?
What are we getting at here?
What I'm getting at is, Leroy had me in a very bad relationship with him.
Okay.
Um,
We understand that
I
there were
brought-
numerous domestic violence incidents. We definitely understand that.
I brought Leroy back around. I don't know why, because I thought, I don't know, to try our family again. Which didn't work and good.
So when you say you brought him back around, what do you mean?
I brought him to my new house shortly after I moved in.
Okay. Is that on 2nd there, where we were today?
Yes.
Okay.
There was one night he was talking about him and KJ were having problems, and that he thought KJ was a rat. It was working with the fucking cops, and that it needed to be taken care of.
Okay.
And the next thing I knew, I was coming home from work, and when I got home, he was in my apartment, and KJ was already dead in my bedroom, and he forced me to help him move KJ.
I'm sure this is very difficult for you.
No, I don't.
Do you know what had happened?
No. I know I seen a bag over KJ's head.
You saw what?
A bag.
A bag.
What kind of bag?
I don't know. It's just a bag. It's the white bags.
Like a white plastic sack.
Yeah. I don't know, like a white Walmart bag.
Like
dude.
a grocery type bag? Okay.
You know, I've been
okay. Take a little time.
I don't know, dude. I never thought that this would be my life. I never thought that anything that has unfolded in my life would be my life. But it is. And it's all from a man that I just should have stayed far, far away from.
Are we talking about Leroy?
Yeah. Dude. I didn't understand. I told him I didn't want that he needed to do something else with this. That this was my home and mine and the children's home. That I didn't want. No, we're not doing that.
We're not doing what?
Because he told me, he's like, you're gonna help me put him down below. And I was like, no. I was like, no, dude. So it was the dumbest idea he ever had on top of just killing him.
Did he say how it happened? Was KJ staying at your house?
No. Like, all I know is that they did still cats together.
And that's catalytic converters.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was around the time when I bonded Leroy out from Castle Rock.
Okay. So Leroy got arrested in Castle Rock?
Yeah.
And that was on a motor vehicle theft?
Yeah.
Okay. And you bonded him out?
Yeah. That's when I first got in contact with KJ, because I didn't know who else to contact.
Was that to bond him out?
Yeah, to figure out what happened,
Okay.
because I knew they were together.
So they were together in that incident in Castle Rock?
Yeah.
And then you bonded Leroy out. And then shortly after that is when we found KJ dead?
I don't even know what month it was, man. Literally, I do live next to National Security. There are holes being drilled through my wall.
Okay.
On top of this, there's been other deaths that have happened in that house that I was not aware of. Like, I've been spiritually attacked for months. I sit there over the past year, and KJ's never been someone who's constantly been in my children's life, but my children bring him up, my children talk about him.
Well, so let's, and I hate to kind of come back to something really traumatic, but let's talk about, you say Leroy made you help move KJ
He
down
said
under
he
there.
couldn't move him by himself.
Okay,
I told him I didn't want to.
okay.
I tried to leave, he grabbed my arm.
So did you guys pick him up and put him down there?
He forced me to fucking drag him.
Drag him? Was there blood anywhere?
No, I didn't see any blood anywhere.
Do you see any weapons? Like anything at all? From knives to baseball bats or
I
anything?
mean, I have weapons all over my house.
Did any of them appear to have been used?
No,
Not even a blunt object? Like a battery?
no.
So this bag that's around his head, was it completely covering his head? Like tied off around the neck or anything?
Yeah. It was just... there was that.
Where were you working when this, you said you'd come home from work, so where were you working at that time?
Our family tree service. I managed. I worked there for almost 4 years.
Okay.
I don't know.
how did the cement and all that stuff get down there? I know we showed you the photograph. How did all that end up down there?
Because he thought it would be smart to cover him in cement.
Leroy did?
Yeah.
And how long did that take? Did he go and do that night? Or that day? Did he do it over the course of a few days?
I think he did it the next day.
Okay. Do you know where he got the supplies?
No.
Did he dig a hole? Did he?
He told me he dug a hole.
Okay. And then what?
I don't know. I told him I refused to go back down there. This was his mess and I didn't want to have anything else to do with it.
So did you ever go after dragging KJ into the crawl space, did you ever go down there?
And I had to help move him.
Hey, Casey, look at me a second, okay? I know this is really hard. This is not easy, I know it. So take a breath, compose yourself the best you can, and just try to walk us through the whole event. From you coming home and finding what you found to...
Is this gonna help me any?
Wow, how self serving. Now, it was only a few hours ago when she first got there voluntarily that she was trying to protect the father of her children. And now I just want to help myself.
Will you
That's
let me tell you this. You've made the decision to give us your side of the story. Okay? And that's a decision that you've made, and you've already started down that route.
yeah.
And I think what you've explained to us for a reason. Okay?
Because I don't.
You feel like it's not your fault what happened, right?
It's not my fault.
Well, then that's why I want you to explain in as much detail as possible what happened. And if you feel it's not your fault what happened, that's what you're explaining to us, is what it sounds like to me.
That doesn't sound. That still sounds pretty. Okay.
Well, we will be 100% frank with you. The charge that we are charging tonight is not going to go away, okay? That being said, it is so important for us to have your side of the story because we will get a greater understanding of what actually happened and how involved you actually were. This is obviously a very serious situation.
I know it's serious,
So,
yeah.
I know. Okay. So, and we don't want to lie to you. We could just lie and say, you can tell us this and everything will go away. Unfortunately, that's just not the truth. Yeah, that's just not the truth. Okay.
But it's important for us to understand exactly what your role was.
I didn't want a role in it.
I know, but you ended up in it.
Yeah, because the man told me he'd hurt me if I didn't help him.
Okay, and this is what we're getting at, is these details are important. To know how you ended up in this awful situation that was not your doing.
Months prior, dude, Leroy put his hands on me. That's why we got in all of this. Was because he got back on drugs. And he hit me and he fucked my eye all up. And I was scared. Dude.
We believe
Dude's
it.
10
We
years
believe
older
that you
than
were
me.
scared. We do. We believe you. We're not saying that you shouldn't have been scared. We absolutely understand. Did he make any statements to you, threats to you, anything like that when this was?
He told me he'd hurt me if I didn't help him.
Okay. Was any of that ever sent through a phone call, phone conversations, anything like that? Okay.
Anybody over here? Kids here?
No.
Can we try our best? And I know this is difficult, but let's try to do a time, just a linear timeline of what happened that day. Okay? You had mentioned, and I'll help, okay? Just, and if you correct me if anything I'm saying is wrong. You said that Leroy was upset because he thought KJ was snitching or ratting to the police. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Was that before all of this happened?
Yeah.
And you said that he said something like it had to be dealt with. I don't want to be putting words in your mouth, okay? So if I'm wrong, please correct me.
No, that's not at all what I said, man.
Okay, I thought you said something along those lines. Maybe I'm mistaken. So what did he say?
God, now I'm just like confusing myself. But I just know I didn't do this.
Okay.
I know that I was scared of a man who had just physically hurt me and had put me through mental and physical abuse for 10 years.
Okay.
When I tried to walk out of my house, he grabbed my arm.
This was the day that this happened?
Yeah, this was when I walked in my house and I seen what was up, which was KJ on my floor dead.
What part of the floor?
It was my bedroom.
Your bedroom. Okay.
You said he was on the bed, right?
No, I didn't say he was on the bed. This is why I'm like, I'm not trying to.
And we're not trying to put words in, just sometimes.
No, but I feel like you guys are trying to confuse me, and
No.
I'm not wanting to be confused. I just want to tell you guys what happened,
Okay.
and then I guess
We're not
go
trying.
spend more time in prison, jail, whatever it is.
We're not trying to confuse you at all. Sometimes we just get a few things mixed up
He
and we
made
just
me
try to
drag
clarify.
him from where my bathroom-ish area. That's where he was laying. It was like right in front of my bathroom-ish area.
Okay.
Dude, he had a bag over his head. He told me that he was gonna hurt me if I didn't help.
Okay. Now this may seem like a silly.
And I dragged him from that area to the cutout that was in my bathroom or my closet. And then I told him I was done, and he's like, "No, you have to help me. I can't move him."
Can you walk us through what happened from thereafter?
Yeah, I helped pull him.
Down into the hole?
No, just over, because he fell. He fell.
Into the hole?
He fell out of the freaking closet, dude. He fell down. There was no hole. He fell. And he made me fucking drag him.
In the dirt?
Whatever that shit was.
No, in the crawl space is what you're talking about, is that right?
So you were actually in the crawl space dragging him.
Was he down in there with you, helping drag him?
Yeah.
Because that had to have been pretty hard.
That's when I told him I was done. I was like, I'm done. Dude, I remember having to crawl over a KJ. I just remember not wanting to be there. Not wanting that to be my house.
With us already suspecting that she may have some mental issues, maybe, allegedly, imagine having somebody's body underneath your home. Imagine the nightmares, hearing voices, all those types of things. Wow.
Did he still have the plastic sack on his head when he was buried?
I don't know.
Do you ever know what
As
happened
soon
to
as
that?
he, I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. I know that the next thing I knew, the next day, Leroy came over with cement.
What
And
type of,
I didn't go down there. I didn't want to know.
what type of cement? Was it a, okay.
Did he have his own tools with him? Like shovel or anything like that to do
Yeah,
the
that's-
mixing?
It's what he did.
Did he do construction?
Yeah.
Okay.
He had his tools from his construction.
Okay.
Did he bring a third party into this? It was just him.
Do you know if he told anyone about that?
Probably not, as you know, he's sitting there telling me that if I tell anybody, he'd kill me. So,
Did you guys ever speak of it again?
How many, did it take him just that one day to do the cement job on KJ? Or did it take multiple days?
it just took that one day. I remember, I don't know, a week or two after him and I got in an argument. And he started screaming outside that I was gonna go down for this too. And that it had opened, he said.
What had opened?
Referring to what?
And I didn't understand at first. And then he came back with another bag of cement.
Mm.
He said that it had cracked open and that he needs to cover it and I needed to let him in.
How frequently was he checking on KJ's burial spot to realize, that it had opened up?
I don't know, dude, I don't know.
He didn't check on it periodically though?
I mean, I'm assuming since he knew that it was cracked.
Was he living with you at this point in the apartment?
No,
How often would
I
he come
mean,
visit
yes, but we fought so often.
At this point, did you have the locks on the crawl space?
No, that's when I put the locks on the crawl space.
You did that after all this?
Yeah.
When did Leroy get arrested after this?
I don't know, September?
So from September to now, has he been incarcerated?
Yeah.
Have you ever, and when did this incident occur?
I don't know, dude.
I mean, do you know the month? Do you happen to know based on the arrest timeline?
It would be, so the incident that you spoke of in Castle Rock was in May, I believe. Does that sound correct?
Yeah.
May of 2022. Leroy was arrested in September of 2022. I'm not telling you this, I'm asking, does that sound accurate? Okay, so we're looking at a time frame between sometime in May of 2022 to September of 2022. Where in there, and we're not asking you to pick out a date on a calendar, okay? But where in there do you think would be the most likely time? Was it, I mean, that's all kind of summertime, but was it summerish? Was it getting cool? Was it, excuse me. Was it closer to when Leroy was arrested in Jefferson County? Was it closer to when Leroy was arrested in Castle Rock?
I don't really know. I want to say it was like a month after Leroy was arrested.
In Castle Rock.
Yeah.
So when Leroy goes away in September, we've got about 8 months to today that he's been locked up, right? Did ever in that time feel like you could report this to police and get clear of it yourself?
I'm not, I already had Aurora Police talk to me and get attitudes with me because I'd call them and they would, and I wouldn't talk to them. Like, this whole year of me being there, I've been doing research and I've been, how crooked Aurora was. I was scared, dude. I'm scared of a lot of things in life right now, from our government to being put away forever to never seeing my children again.
I just wanted to or ask a couple more detailed questions, and these might be difficult, okay, and I understand that. But obviously that's gonna help us in our investigation. Do you remember what KJ was wearing?
No.
Okay. Again, this might seem like a kind of a difficult question. Was he stiff? Was he still warm? Do you remember those things?
No,
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
I remember him being blue.
Blue? His whole body?
His arm is what I'm remembering.
Did you ever start to notice an odor? When people die, they tend to start to smell not the best. So I don't know if you ever noticed that, or did it not come through?
I never noticed anything.
Did any of your neighbors ever mention anything? What did you think happened when you came home and you saw KJ like that?
Leroy killed him.
Did Leroy say he did that?
Yeah.
Did he? And I think I might have asked this, but so I apologize if I'm asking it again. But did he ever say how?
I didn't want to know.
What did he say exactly? And when you say he said he killed him, what did he say?
They had to. They did it to protect us.
Did he say what that meant?
No.
Or did you take it to mean?
Dude, I don't. What did I take it to mean? Dude, I don't know. I know how screwed up my baby's daddy is. Okay, his father just died in prison because his dad's a murderer. Like, the dude is fucking twisted in the head. I don't want to talk about this anymore right now.
Okay. We can go ahead and stop for right now. I'm sure this is very difficult. You have just like you did before, you have a way to reach out to us, okay? But we'll go ahead and call them and have them come grab you, okay? We really appreciate that. Go ahead. No, ask a question if...
Am I gonna get a bond on this?
A bond will be set. So what has to happen is they will take you from here to Arapahoe County.
Like, my children just have nobody, dude.
Okay.
Nobody who's a decent human being. And I know y'all probably think I'm not a decent human being, even though I feel like I was mostly just fucking tormented into this and persuaded,
Casey,
or else he'd fucking hurt me.
We've never made any comments on what type of person you are, okay?
I know that I lied to you guys at first, so why believe me? I'm not dumb.
People lie to us a lot, and we understand why most of the time, okay? So, like I said,
Look,
No.
I came out. If there's anything that you guys could do, not to drop this, but just, I can try to make it home to my kids, dude.
What I can tell you is,
Please.
what I can tell you, I cannot make any promises. Every district attorney is assigned to one of these cases for us. And that district attorney will watch this case and be part of this case. She will know exactly what you've told us here today. So, and now she has a better idea, just like I have a better idea what your role in this case was. Okay? So when it comes time for all of this to come forward, that will be taken into consideration. Okay, that's the best I can tell you. Okay?
You can't tell me if a bond will be set tomorrow. You can't
It will
tell
be,
me
the
if-
judge will set a bond when they see you. So
yeah,
that
but
could,
that could be no bond.
it could be, but what I can tell you is the category of the level of crime that you're being charged with typically has a bond set. Okay?
Now, I would be a real jerk if I had a little bit of interview footage from Haskell, Leroy Crawford, and didn't share it. I'm not going to be a jerk. Let's check in and see how that interview goes.
Leroy, Andy.
Jeff, can you sit down? How you doing this morning? Alright. We're detectives with the Aurora Police Department. We're at the major crime section, okay? We're here to hopefully talk to you about a case we're investigating. I will let you know we're not here talking about your case that you're in custody on, okay? So it's important that you understand that. It's also important you understand we record all our interviews, okay? We're actually required to do that by the state. I know you see all the cops with body cameras on and all that. Now, because I do have you here, I am required to read you your rights, okay? And I assume you've been through that before and you kind of understand how that works. It's because you're in custody and I'm gonna ask you some questions, okay? Are you cool with that?
I don't know. Last time I talked to cops, I ended up here.
Okay. Well, would you like me to... I can explain some things to you without reading the rights, but if I'm gonna ask you questions, I obviously have to read your rights.
Can you explain something?
Okay. Would you like me to get it out of the way and we can come back to it? Or would you like me to just get right to the chase? I mean, I prefer, because the problem is the second I start explaining things, you're gonna have questions. And then when you have questions, I can't interact unless I've advised you of your rights. Okay?
Go ahead and explain something.
Okay. And of course I have to rely on my technology here. Alright. Now this sounds like a silly question. Do you understand English?
Yeah, no, you said you could explain something, not read my rights.
Okay, that's fine. Just understand though that if we're gonna start having a dialogue about things,
I get
that I'm gonna have to go ahead and read you.
I get that.
Okay, you understand that? Alright. Alright, you do understand that you are entitled to an attorney. I know you understand all that, right? Okay, and that you don't have to answer any questions. Okay. Alright. You don't have to say anything. You can stay silent. Alright? Well, if that's the case, I'll just go ahead and lay it out to you, okay? We're currently investigating a situation at the mother of your children's apartment, and that's Casey, right? Okay, and we are actually in the process of serving a search warrant there. Basically, we got some information which led us to get this search warrant and go into the apartment. All right. Now, I would like to ask you some things about that. That's why we're here. Okay. Now, I've sort of skimmed over the rights, but I would like to do that. Okay, if you don't mind. Okay, and we can go from there. Okay. Now, getting back to it. Do you understand English? I know it sounds silly, but okay. Can you read English? Okay. All right, I'm just going to read these verbatim from the form, all right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney prior to questioning and to have your attorney present during questioning if you desire. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you free of charge prior to questioning. And I'm just going to throw in the caveat, you probably already have an attorney associated with your case in Jefferson County. I know I mentioned it before, again, this is not related to that, okay? Do you understand your rights?
with these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to us now?
Maybe. I mean, I was
Well, how about this? And I kind of don't like the way that they do this. I wish this was before this question, but this kind of gives you a little bit of because I understand the apprehension. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. So that means we can start talking and you can exercise these rights anytime you want. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, does that sound all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you mind signing this? As a funny little, these Apple pens here, but it's no different than doing paper. We'll just have you sign right there. Yes, this one here, sir. Oops. Oh, sorry. Technology. There we go. And the date is the 5th of April, 2023. Okay, I apologize. I just had to fill out this form here. Okay, got that out of the way. Well, as I mentioned, we're investigating a situation over at Casey's house. What I would like to do to start with is, if you don't mind, I'll just show you a photo of somebody and tell me if you can tell me who it is. Does that sound okay?
Yeah,
Okay, who is it?
it's KJ.
KJ? Who is KJ to you?
Yeah, he was one of my friends. I haven't seen him for about a year.
Okay.
Last time me and him talked, he said he was going to go back to Arizona.
Okay.
He was going to leave.
Okay. Well, he's been missing, just like you said. We're trying to find out what's going on with him, okay? So, you said the last time you saw him. Do you know about when that was?
I don't. It's been a while, like a year.
Okay. So, would it be fair to say, I know you guys had some contacts, like with police and stuff, way back in Castle Rock. Does that sound accurate? And again, I'm not asking questions about that case. I'm not concerned about the case of Castle Rock. But I
So what's those guys do? On girls going on, so.
Okay. Well, we're basically investigating his disappearance. Okay. We're the major crime section. We investigate missing persons and homicides. Okay. So we're
The fact that I was in here for talking to a cop,
I'm sorry?
as in the fact that I'm in here being charged with something I didn't do for talking to a cop, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I literally was helpful as fuck to the cop that I talked to, and I'm going to face the retarded ass charges
Okay.
for something I didn't do. So,
Well, I don't have anything to do with that, okay?
I know, but still, I think I'm done.
Okay.
Alright?
I think it's important, Bud, that you understand that we're not just at the start of this investigation.
That's fine, I think I'm still done. You need to talk to him.
No, I don't, hear me out. You don't have to say anything, just hear me out. Right? He talked to you about the search warrant. We did have that search warrant yesterday. Right? We've already found the KJ. We know where he is. Right? We've talked to a lot of people that also have knowledge about it. And I can tell you that right now all fingers are pointing to you. This is your opportunity because what happened to KJ and where he is and how he's buried, that's not a one-person job, right? There's other people. And unfortunately, if you're not the one that talks, and if you don't get your side of the story out, then what we have is we have the physical evidence, we have all the information that led us up to finding KJ, the physical evidence, and everybody pointing their fingers at you, which means you take the brunt of everything, right? So I know you're already in here on the attempt murder charge. We have enough information right now to file first-degree murder charges on you. So now you have an attempt murder charge, and you can have a first-degree murder charge out of Arapahoe County, right? This is your opportunity to say what everyone else is saying isn't the way that it went down, right? I don't know, maybe you didn't have anything to do with it. Maybe you came home and somebody else had already killed him, and you guys said, fuck, like, what do we do with fucking KJ? Let's put him here.
I'm done.
Okay. All right, good.
So Cassie would receive a 4-year deferred sentence for assisting in the burying of Carl Beeman Jr. Good for her. She'll still be there to raise her young children. As for Haskell, he was nailed with a 30-year sentence. Hopefully, when he gets out in his 70s, he will stay from underneath people's vehicles and not steal any more catalytic converters. And most importantly, not kill anybody else and decide to bury them under the same roof where his children and his woman lay their heads. Hopefully, this makes up for the last case that I put out. According to YouTube, it seemed to be a real dud. But if you think I did better on this one, put "you made up for it" in the comment section. And I promise I'll put out more videos exactly like this very, very soon. Now I'm going to go back to the lab, making true crime videos for my YouTube friends, and I'll see you right back here on They Caught Me. Till next time.